This module will teach you how to deliver your message through webinars. I thought of including this as one of the final chapters in this training program because without it, it won't be complete. And with everything you've learned so far, you can practically apply the same skills you learned in the seminar business and bring it online to reach out to the world. First of all, let's have a look at what webinar is all about. The word webinar is the portmanteau of two words, web and seminar. It's the same as how you deliver your message in a seminar, but through the internet. As the internet grew tremendously throughout the world in the 1990s, webinar has become commonly used by speakers to reach out further to people without geographical boundaries. By using webinars, you can access your audience with just a few clicks of the mouse and get yourself ready just by turning on your webcam and microphone. So, why should you consider doing webinars as well? Listen, if you're already great at conducting live seminars, doing webinars can generate another income stream for you. For only a small budget, you get high profits, all for the price of webinar software, which is significantly cheaper than throwing out a full-blown seminar event that involves massive logistics and planning. With the virtually unlimited coverage of attendees throughout the internet, you can literally reach just about anyone in the world. Webinars create big reach and full engagement with the attendees. You're not only limited to just one country, but the people interested in your content can attend from their homes in virtually any country. Besides, a webinar is an effective way to convey your message to the whole world anytime, anywhere. As long as you can connect your computer to the internet, you can host your own webinar. Isn't this exciting for you as a speaker? There's no need to go through all the hassles of logistics planning, such as arranging the location, setting up the hall, finding crew members, and much more. Now that you have the basic knowledge about webinars, you can start by drafting your own webinars. Start off by thinking of this as a sales letter to the audience. To do a webinar, it's more or less the same as how to do a seminar. You have a purpose for doing the webinar, just like you want people to call to action in your seminar. The recommended time for your webinar will be the same as your seminar. Keep it short, with 45 to 60 minutes per webinar. The maximum length of the webinar will be 70 minutes. Anything longer than this will definitely snap the attention of your audience. You can spend the first 5 minutes by introducing yourself. Remember the seating process in the last module? Same as applied to the webinar, don't skip this step of the seating process because you think that it's just a video conference with the audience. This can affect your audience to answer your call to action at the end of your webinar as well. Next, the content occupies 25 to 30 minutes of your webinar. Present the speech related to your product and reserve the final 15 minutes to do your pitching on the product. The only difference in your pitching in the webinar is the method of your call to action. You can call your audience into action by sending them to the back of the conference room in your seminar, but how do you call your audience into action in your webinar? You need to link them to another website for them to answer the call to action. Keep in mind to provide the link to your audience while you're doing the pitching. Alright, ready to hold your own webinar but don't know where to start? Worry not. Running a webinar is a lot simpler than you think, even if you've not done one before. Quite simply, you need only one main software, and I recommend GoToWebinar.com. This is one of the primary software tools commonly used by speakers and trainers to conduct their webinars and online training. On the previous slides, we discussed big reach and full engagement. We reach out to people all around the world. But how do we get them to attend your webinar? First thing you can do is advertise in Facebook. As mentioned in the previous modules, Facebook advertising allows you to reach out to a large number of people in different groups. For the webinar, you probably will never have a chance to meet them in person. The best way to attract them is through Facebook. Other than this, make use of the affiliates to do the marketing for you. This group of people is like organizers or seminar companies, acting as the middle person between you and the prospects. They promote your product and earn commission from there. This is how affiliate marketing works. Finally, build up a mailing list. The mailing list can be either from your own connections or you can buy the list. Now on to some tips to help you conduct webinars more effectively. According to GoToWebinar, they conducted a survey about attendees' preference regarding webinars, and from it, there are 5 things to take note. First and foremost, organize your webinar on a weekly basis. 88% of the attendees only attend 1 webinar in a week, and fewer attend 2 or 3 webinars a week. When it comes to the preferred time of day to attend the webinar, the ideal time is 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Pacific time. Many of them attend webinars in the morning because of the convenience with their daily schedule and routine. Some said that when they attended the webinar in the office, they had a chance to discuss it with their colleagues, which they felt was more interesting because of the sharing of knowledge together. Research shows that attendees are more likely to attend a webinar on Tuesday, followed by Wednesday and Thursday. The reason for this is because Monday and Friday always get filled up by some catch-up and last-minute emergency. In conclusion, with the ideal time we discussed earlier, you should hold your webinar at 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Pacific time on Tuesday. If your message is going to be a lengthy one, make it consecutive, once per week.